children of the night, and welcome to Tarot Nights with the Hanged Empress, your radio shadow work following the moon. And this week, our new moon is in Taurus, and it's got a good bit of Gemini energy attached to it as well. Little Mercurian, mixing up the words, just a little bit scattered, but also a lot lighter and a lot sweeter than I think we normally would experience at this point in time. It truly feels like a brand new moon, a brand new cycle, and I can't wait to get into our reads this week. So let's get going. Aries, why do I always gotta feel like I have to get right before I talk to you? Like, I need to set myself straight. Okay, get your head in the game. That's it right there. Let's be serious now. And it's not to say that we aren't. I got completely sidetracked in that thought. Moving on. Okay, so the way that this Ten of Swords and Strength stuck out in the deck, I think are the things that are sticking out the most in our mind. What we got was the Nine of Wands. Oh, head wound. Oh, head wound. That would trip up an Aries. Yeah. All right. So something came in and got all up in that headspace. We were beaten, we were bruised, we were tattered, we were torn. And it's time for us to get a little reprieve. It's time for us to come in from the cold and allow ourselves to be taken care of. But what do we do when we need somebody to take care of us, Aries? Duh, the ego death. That is some mighty big scars that we carry, some real traumas that we just don't want to get hurt anymore. Facing down this demon, this devil, these things that have been haunting us, these thoughts that have been haunting us for God's know how long. You mean I gotta face that in order to... Yes. Why? Because if you experience the experience on the external, you then have to allow yourself to go through the process internally. It's a whole bit. It's the whole bit. If you go through it, if it's an experience that you have, the internal has to reflect the external, and the external has to be played out through the internal. And that is how we reverberate. We echo, locate, and reverberate back. Expansion and contraction. As she stares at the infinity over her head, the knowledge of the understanding of the highs, the lows, and all of these things. Oh. This card was facing this direction on the bottom of the deck, and I was going to mention it, but I didn't, so I started shuffling, and it turned itself over in my hand, yet somehow is still on this side, now at the front of the deck. It's all about perspective, Aries. I guess that needed to be said, but it's all about perspective. It's all about how you look at it, all right? Yes, you are welcome for that illumination. The internal, external reflecting. That was good, right? That was pretty good. I was impressed with it. I had a good time, for sure. Yes, yes. You gotta play it out. You gotta play it out internally and go through those things completely fearlessly. You gotta be so brave. So brave. Braver than you were when you went through the thing is how brave you gotta be. I know it makes you feel small. I know. I can feel it. I am not dismissing or diminishing anything here. This is just what we gotta do. Talk to me, Aries. Like, no, you. You. This is you. Hit me up, all right? I know we have prices posted, but as I am formulating this whole website thing, I want to change up the way that we do things. So, like, if you can't hit the prices, still hit me up. We can work something out here because, like, I get it. I know. But this is like more of a one-on-one kind of conversation. We need details. No, we don't want to give. We don't want to share. I feel like all of this is in a reflecting pool. This is what's in the reflecting pool when you go inside and allow yourself to go through that process of what happened on the external and heal it on the internal by facing it and allowing yourself to go all the way through it in your mind. Don't stop. Keep going. What's on the other side for you, what will result, is that new hope, that new journey, that feeling, that cool feeling when you know when you cry, and you know when it's a pure, truly healing cry. Like, you can cry and sometimes it doesn't feel like it did a gosh darn thing for you, but sometimes when you hit that like sweet spot of energy, you get to have that really, really beautiful, beautiful sad cry that you know is righteous, that you know is justified, and that you know you can't or shouldn't be ashamed of it. You shouldn't let anybody make you feel small about it because it's so pure and so cleansing and so refreshing. That's how I feel about that Ace of Cups. And then we've got this Knight of Swords and this page, and the Knight of Pentacles. And, sorry, page really threw me off there. I just like went through a time warp with like sizing people up. I don't know. Okay. Moving forward, which is what we'll do, which is what we're going to do. We are going to be able to conquer our thoughts and direct them more intentionally and with more fervor is the only word that's coming to mind. But our Knight of Pentacles still wanted to call it a page. Still wanted to call it a page. You know why? Because we don't fully feel foundationally strong, and that's probably the hardest one for you to see right now. And that's why you are also diminishing it, because you're still exchanging the energy onto this stability that this Knight of Pentacles represents, and the turning of the Wheel of Fortune. If you allow yourself to dig all the way down to the bottom of the wheel, you get to come back up. That's the ride. Nobody asked you if you wanted to get on this ride, but you hopped on, so ride the ride. Don't waste any more time being disappointed, being afraid. There's hope out there. You can do this. Thank you, Aries. You got a real journey ahead of you. Seriously, hit me up. You're gonna be just fine. You will be. You've motherfucking got this. If anybody's got the mind over matter situation handled, yes, I know we're talking water, but it has a lot to do with your mind. It is an Aries. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.